Wait, did I kill somebody with that? I think I did. Okay. In today's Enlisted video, we're going to be talking about some of what I think to me are some of Enlisted's teething issues. And what I mean by this is like what I think kind of like is the major issues of the game right now. I don't think these issues are like game breaking issues where it would make the game unplayable. But I think it is issues that need to be addressed. I simply believe that Enlisted, just like many games that were in their beta stage, has issues, which are minor right now. But if they're not addressed, they can become bigger issues in the future. So the first thing I want to talk about is basically vehicles. Currently in Enlisted, many vehicles run games, with tanks being able to easily get first places and medals from the assist system. The assist system is really stupid, and if you don't know what I mean by this, each tanker inside the tank gets an assist whenever you get a kill. So if you get one kill and you have 4 tankers in the tank, that means you get 1 kill on your stat card and 3 assists on your scorecard. With tanks right now, you're able to get insane score, which means you're able to level up faster, which promotes people to be staying in vehicles the whole time, and as well as it promotes people to play tanks because that is pretty much the easiest way to get first place. The next thing I want to talk about is planes. So planes right now are used to nuke infantry, whether it be the A-20 on Normandy or the Bf-110 on the Battle of Moscow, dropping 250 kgs. Being nuked as infantry is not fun. And if you say, well, I like the planes, they fit well in the game, or something in that nature, you are also speaking to me, which has spent almost 24 hours straight in a BF-110 dropping 250 kg bombs for the Content Creator Challenge. So I understand that it is very fun. It's very fun to make the game unfun for the rest of the players in the game. And what I mean by this is that you're not helping your team push objectives. You're bombing the enemy team, which just means you're nuking the enemy team. And sometimes that can actually lead you to actually losing the game for your team. Sometimes it's better to just be on the ground, pushing objectives, and helping your team win by placing down spawn beacons, by helping push with infantry, and sometimes killing people with planes is not the answer to winning the game. One of the biggest issues with planes right now is players are able to stay in the air for the whole game. And you might say, well, how is this possible? Well, let's use the example of Normandy right now, where you can have 2 vehicle slots with premium. So if you buy premium account, you automatically have 2 vehicle slots, which in my opinion should be changed. I don't believe you should get more slots just for having premium. And with those 2 slots, you can put in an attacker and an attacker 2. And if you want to go the extra mile and actually stay in it for the whole game, you can buy an extra slot, and now you can slot 3 different planes in the game. And since there's an attacker 1, attacker 2, and fighters and fighter 2s even, so you could have 4 if you wanted to. And the fighters have decent killing power, which means you can stay in the air for the whole game. Also, if you didn't know, each squad has a 3 death before you can cycle through to where you can respawn as that first squad again. So what most players do majority of the time is they take the fighter whenever they've died in their attackers, they drop the bombs or shoot the rockets in the fighter and just crash into the ground, and then get back into the attacker. So yeah, a bunch of people just use the fighter to be able to go into the next set of attackers very quickly. And the last thing I want to talk about with the teething issues of Enlisted is the diversity with campaigns. Right now, Enlisted has 3 campaigns where it's Allies versus Germany. 2 of these campaigns, which are very similar, being Moscow and Berlin. So now I'm going to use an example from a different game that some of you probably have played and some of you maybe never heard about. So I'm basically just going to talk about what this game is. Now, if you don't know what Escape from Tarkov is, it's a hardcore FPS where you're able to gain gear, do quests for vendors, and try to maximize your profit with in-game items. Around every 6 months, they wipe the game because the game is in a beta stage and they're testing out new things as well as adding new content. With these wipes, you lose everything you worked for those 6 months or so. So as you would think, that'd be like, oh cool, I get new content. With these wipes, majority of the time, this content is a few guns, maybe an update to a map, a new map, and then you log back into the game after you update, and you are once again with crap gear and reset on your quest for Kappa. I've played over 4 wipes of Tarkov at this point, being super close to Kappa this last wipe, and having over 100 million in Bitcoin saved up after the Bitcoin change where it was dropped down. Really made me sad. I was saving up Bitcoin like crazy, but I was just lazy and didn't really go for Kappa. I could easily got it if I wanted to. So from doing the same thing in Tarkov for about 4 wipes now, which would be about 2 years or so, I sort of hate the wipes now. It's more of like, everyone likes the early game of Tarkov where everyone has crap gear, but now since a lot of people know how to pretty much like speed run to be able to upgrade the Bitcoin farm, or get maximum loot from doing cash runs. The crap gear only lasts about a month, and then everyone is back to running M855A1s with M4s. So what I'm basically getting at this is that with Enlisted, each new campaign a player starts has similar nations like Moscow and Berlin is right now, is basically a wipe for Enlisted. The content is very similar to each campaign right now. I know more levels will come in the future, but I'm talking about right now with the current levels in the game. Right now, the major thing that is different from Moscow and the Battle of Berlin is the vehicles, anti-tank equipment, and the maps. And then after you do that, you sprinkle in just some new guns. Some of these new guns are the PPSH, which is a really cool gun. And then some new guns for Germany is getting some pipe weapons that look like they're from like Fallout 4 or something, with the VG1 and the MP3008. Both of those guns just get replaced very easily. They're not really new, they're not really, special. It's a bolt action rifle and a pipe gun that was made for Fallout. I think this is one of the biggest issues whenever it comes to players playing different campaigns, is making each campaign have its own sort of value. Value to climb the campaign levels, which Germany, in my opinion, right now, is not having. I mean, in my opinion, I think if you want to play Germany, what you do is you play each campaign, and which one you're ever winning in the most is the one you focus on. Which one ever is meta. And for me, that was the Battle of Moscow. I think Germany is still insanely meta in the Battle of Moscow. I mean, in my opinion, these are my teething issues with Enlisted right now. And majority of the time, I don't like to have a problem and not try to find a solution for it or try to propose a solution for it. But right now, I don't think I'm at the stage of where I can propose solutions, because each one of these problems is very complex whenever you think about it in the grand scheme of things. A lot of these problems involve monetary issues. They involve like psychological issues with players. They involve a lot of stuff that you can't just say, hey, remove vehicles. I mean, what about the people who's already bought the premium vehicles? You can't just say, add this blueprint gun that was not even created to make diversity in the campaigns more relevant, because a bunch of people have seen Enlisted, seen it's just like historical game, and they want it to stay like. And I understand that, right? So a lot of these issues are very complex, and they need very complex answers to them. So these are only my 3 issues I have with the game right now. And if any of you have any more issues that you think that the game needs to address right now, whether it be if you think the grind is too hard, if you think anything in the game is an issue right now, leave it in the comments. I kind of want to see what everyone is thinking about Enlisted right now when it's been out into OBT for a recent or decent amount of time. So hope everyone has a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.